under law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
We are on the second to last day of Drew and Mercedes' trip, and we already know what to expect. We are putting the pieces together. The elk aren't in the low country because it's being absolutely pounded by a militia of hunters armed with the classic Hoochie Mama. It is the second to last day, and it's time to be aggressive. There is no luck when it comes to hunting. You have to put yourself into a position to be successful, and we're trying to do that. So we gain some elevation. We hike up a 45-degree angle slope. Our legs and lungs are burning, but we continue to slog our way up this impassable-looking avalanche slide. Once we gain about 800 feet of elevation, the terrain begins to level out to only about a 30-degree slope. We head up this ridgeline quietly, as we are thinking that all of the calling down below is making the elk cautious. As we work our way up, suddenly the wind swirls for a moment, and we smell the strong dose of a pungent rutting bull elk. Due to how strong that smell is, we know there's a bull bedded within a very close proximity to where we are. Drew takes off quietly up the trail, trying to find the source of the odor. It seems strange for a human to be hunting and honing in on an animal based on its scent like he's some kind of bloodhound, but Drew's getting it done. He takes off his boots in order to be able to sneak within a distance close enough to be able to effectively use his bow. Taking the boots off allows you to know where you should and shouldn't put your feet, as our feet have millions of nerve endings in them. If he places his foot on something like a stick, he will know he has to try to place his foot somewhere else, as snapping that stick is going to alert the elk that something is trying to sneak up on. Drew returns. He was unsuccessful. He got to within about 40 yards of that bull, but the wind swirled, and he took off before Drew was able to ever let loose an arrow. That bull, he beat us this time. I've noticed Drew been jealously eyeing up my bugle tube this entire trip, so I figured I'd let him rip off a bugle. Let's check this out.
He's a goddamn natural.
We get to the glassing point right away at first light, but the only thing we were able to spot was some mule deer, unfortunately. But there are some animals around, just not what we are targeting. So we decided to gain even more elevation, as we haven't yet found the upper range where the elk are residing. Maybe the herd is hiding way at these extreme elevations. We stop and chat as we head further up the mountain, glassing as we go. Hopefully, we can pick off any movement behind us. The only thing we end up spotting is more mule deer.
Yeah, exactly. Skepticism.
Drew crests the ridge first. Some places on this earth are so beautiful that it's impossible for you to not feel some kind of wonder while looking out at the vastness on this landscape. They don't even feel real. This is one of those places.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet out here, dude. This, like I said, honestly, as far as scenery goes, this is definitive top 5 in my lifetime. It's crazy. These mountains are insane. Even though we haven't killed an elk yet, it's been a sweet trip.
Mercede crests the ridgetop next.
Check. There you go. Yeah, it's crazy up here.
Drew decides to treat us with a little bit of mountain music of his own. After spotting nothing and being bumped into by a few hikers, we decide to drop back down in elevation. There's no fresh elk sign up here, so now we have the elk bracketed. We know where they aren't. It's time to focus our efforts in the area in which we know they are.
Well, in that
We
case-
take a straight shot down the avalanche slide, as this approach will allow us to sneak into the tree line while taking advantage of the afternoon thermals. Drew, Mercedes, and myself split up once more. Mercedes and I sit on the wallow that we found inside the cover of that evergreen forest, and Drew, he takes the main wallow. We set up, try a short calling sequence, and we wait. The weather is again extremely warm, so we are hoping a bull will show up for a nice bath to try and cool down. And this is our last chance. With the non-vocal elk being all around, we think that this is the best plan we can use to try and be successful. Drew, he flies out tomorrow morning. This is it, the last chance. After sitting until close to dark, we unfortunately run out of time. We head back to camp and pack everything up. The majority of elk hunters, they fail to be successful during their first season, and these two, unfortunately, they fall into that crowd. No elk antlers to hang on the living room wall, but that isn't terrible because the mountain, she doesn't give up her treasure that easily. But hopefully these two will be able to take home some trophy moments, trophy memories, and trophy experiences, as well as a greater understanding for what it's going to take to be successful next year.